Namaste, angels. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. I do appreciate it. If you would like to receive notifications every single time I put up a video, please do hit both the subscribe button and the bell button. I have a lot of problems on this channel with either YouTube reaching out to me or me reaching out to them to try to resolve this issue that I have with my subscribers not always receiving their notifications. As a matter of fact, most of the time not receiving their notifications. It's very frustrating for all involved. But it just does not seem to be going away. Actually, most recently, it's been suggested to me by another YouTuber that, a larger one than me, you know, like a lot larger, that one of the best things to do is to delete the less the least performing videos from my channel to only keep the ones that are doing well. So actually these days that would be only the astrological readings, you know, are getting into like the thousands or tens of thousands of views. These readings that I do, the weekly love reading and general reading and other readings that I do about divine beings and or twin flames, are these days, whereas they used to get the same numbers, you know, it's like 300-400 views a week, which is not really enough for, I guess, YouTube to put it out there. It seems that once people are watching it, then YouTube will make sure that people watch it. But if it doesn't get noticed, they won't help it to get noticed. Like if it doesn't get noticed, it ain't getting noticed. You know what I mean? And that's why, unfortunately, there's a lot of new YouTubers who have like no views. You know, I have a couple of friends, either people that I met on this journey or whatever, who have tried to start different types of channels, and I'll subscribe for them, but you know, they'll have like, you know, minimal, like 20 subscribers and, you know, like 5 views every time they put up a video. And, you know, it's hard out there. It's rough. But then there's some of us who've been doing this for years, and we're you know, like trying to fight for views too, like for YouTube to send notifications to our subscribers or put us in the feed and all these things. So definitely, if you'd like to receive notifications, do hit the button, because I may start doing that. I may start deleting those videos. So basically, you know, people will get a couple days to watch the love reading or the general reading. And if you don't, I'm going to take it off, because it's like affecting the rest of my channel. Not that I care about performance, you know, in the real sense. I don't. I think the whole thing is stupid. Likes and shares and all this kind of stuff. Like when you're talking about a genuine psychic reading, like, you like it? What do you mean you like it? I just gave you information from spirit, you know, and not all of us that are on here claiming to do that or proclaiming to do that are actually doing that, but I just did, and I've proved it many times. So, you know, I just don't think that it's a legitimate measure of basically God's messages. Like what the hell? Who gave Amazon or Google or whoever it is, Google, yeah, that's what it is, like the right to allow people to like or dislike what the divine has to say. So to me, it's insane, but it's the way it works, unfortunately. So I have to work with it. You know, I have to become a part of it and work with it. So yeah, they'll, you know, if I decide to do it, the videos will be up for a couple days and giving people a chance to see them. And if people do watch them, then they'll remain up. If we're struggling for views, then I'll take them down. And whoever was fortunate to receive the message is fortunate to receive the message, and whoever's not isn't. And that's going to be the way it is, probably. All right, so let's get into the reading. I did enough talking on the general reading. I think that reading is like an hour and 20 minutes long, but I went into a lot of stuff. I did like 3-4 spreads, so hopefully you enjoy it. This week with the dice for the love reading, we're beginning with sex. How appropriate is that? Also, well, appropriate in terms of the love reading. Not appropriate as to whether I'm having any or not, because the answer to that is no. Try again. And cocktail. Spirit says it's 50-50. So there's give and take, especially in sex. It can be about, or in terms of sex, it can be about making sure that each person, is pleased, that we please one another. We put some effort into that. Sometimes you got to put effort into making sure your own needs are taken care of. Sometimes that's the case, and if so, yeah, you got to put in that work. Be vocal about what it is you need in the experience and make it happen. Also, buy shoes and romantic dinner. So you get to eat afterwards too, or before. With the cards, I'm using my Universal Love Oracle this week with an overall energy here of love. So that's nice. I pulled these out. Sometimes Mary has a feast day this week. It's the feast day on the 7th of Mary, mediatrix of all graces, and basically like mother of the church, basically, is what the celebration is. So sometimes she likes to show up when she has a feast day. She's in this deck. She's in this one too. And for this one, this is my Keepers of the Light Oracle. Oh, speaking of Mary, here goes Jesus. But overall energy of faith for this one, humanity and benevolence. Stay calm. Trust that good is in yourself and others, and see the light in the world. Like I said, Jesus also here upright. How cool is that? Horus is right behind him, like his higher and more original vibration. Master Jesus, forgiveness. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. This reminds me, I want to send my condolences to any and all of my followers, viewers who may have lost a loved one this week. I saw it. Those of you who saw the Isis Oracle pick a card reading that I did, that I saw death this week. And I have learned, unfortunately, of some passings in, my circle among my viewers. So I do want to send out my condolences to each and every one of you who lost a loved one, a friend, a family member, whatever it was. I am deeply sorry. A pet. Sometimes that happens too. So Master Jesus, forgiveness. You're on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. I was reminded by that card because one of my pretty long-term clients, repeat clients, lost her father. Like I said, right behind Jesus was his higher and more original vibration, Horus, cosmic gateway. Your thoughts are magnetic and powerful. Miraculous changes are occurring. So this, for me, represents a lot of really divine energy, God energy. Also, I see something, connected to the masculine in terms of, like the sun. And it's a lot of Earth, or maybe more specifically Virgo. I view both of them as a Virgo. From the hashtag Creepy Deck, we have an overall energy of new love. From the fortune telling cards, the sun, open your heart to the enormous growth ahead. And from the Animal Tarot, Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, or the Fool from the traditional tarot. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. The Fool, about a brand new path you never walked before. Right behind it, though, is the Devil. I was just saying I felt some earth energy. I was saying most specifically Virgo, but actually, in all honesty, before I started the reading, I was feeling the earth, and it was Virgo and Capricorn. Not so much Taurus, to be honest with you. Major Arcana card 15, Ego, the Devil. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free of negative thinking. Actually, there's a transit this week involving Saturn. I think it was Saturn sextile Neptune. Whatever it was, I talked about what it was and what it means in the general reading, so you can check that out there. All right, I think I'm going to start with the Keepers of the Light Oracle. We're going to do the perspective of the masculine with the Keepers of the Light Oracle this week. So I'll just take these away for a sec. speaking of Taurus, I was talking to a Taurus client of mine, long time, like since the beginning today, and she had commented on, I think it was last week, not this week's Taurus astrological reading, and there were only like 98 views on that video. Meanwhile, the other earth signs, not even forget the other signs in general, but just the other earth signs like Virgo and Capricorn each had like 10,000 versus, like I said, 98, not even 100, didn't even break 100. So that's what I'm talking about. It was just recommended to me that I delete all of those in the future, because apparently it affects the algorithm or something. It's like a hack if you delete it. All right, so again, I'm beginning with faith, humanity, and benevolence. I've actually already shuffled these. Should I shuffle them again? No, I won't. Let's keep this reading as concise as we can. Divine feminine. The masculine as relates to the feminine. To himself. Okay, extra card. Masculine's feelings on the connection or union as a whole this week. I'm not sure what this should represent. I'll just pick it up. It is Master Buddha, increased awareness. So this is probably representative of his ascension that he's going through. We're all going through some. Deep connection. Trust your inner voice. I still have a video that I need to do about some very specific things that I was told about ascension and shifts over this week and next. Overall, what the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender toward the union this week. What he himself is willing to. What the universe would have each or both do and even wants to help them with, but they must first affirm because we have free will, and the outcome. Again, the overall energy is faith, humanity, and benevolence. It's about staying calm and at peace, because you're trusting your universe, or trusting God, or trusting yourself. And you're trusting the good in yourself specifically, as well as that of others, and seeing the light in the world. So you're seeing positivity, basically. That's why you're calm. Divine feminine. Mary Magdalene. Teacher awakened. So this is like more Virgo energy for me too, as well as that of Taurus, because it just feels very hermit and Hierophant-like. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and maybe specifically this card, it tends to be specifically this placement. Soul expansion. Your consciousness is expanding and you understand the connections between all things. So maybe that's what it is you want to share. This one said you have something important to share with the world. The masculine as it relates to himself this week. Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. So a conscious decision to be in this space and energy of love and to be representative of the energy of love itself. Do what you know is right for everyone involved. Offer a helping hand. Kind of like a justice feel to that too. Very air sign like. Masculine as it relates to the connection as a whole or the union as a whole. Lady Venus, speaking of air. Downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. So all of these are about growth, expanded consciousness, honesty, truth, faith. Overall, Kali Ma, facing fear. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Resonates with the same message as these, that there's some sort of shift happening. There's a recognition of that that may scare us a bit, but we're facing it. What the masculine would have the feminine do, contribute, surrender, whatever word you want to use, toward the union this week. Here's Green Tara. Supreme protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation. Trust. So this goes very well with our overall energy of faith, right? Trust and faith, hand in hand. And what he's asking of her, what the masculine is asking of the feminine this week, is, again, to trust and to have faith. But also, he's suggesting that any like negative cords of emotion are being cut. Negative emotions that we were holding on to, we're letting them go. Because we just feel more safe, like we're in a safe place to do that. The masculine himself is willing to, what kind of energy he's willing to give to the union this week? It is awakening presence. The universe is with you. Wear a cloak of protection and love. The whole spread so far is about just expanding consciousness. Not so much about love this week. I got several more spreads to do though. But ascension and growth. But the universe would have each or both do, and even wants to help us with. What we have to first affirm is White Eagle, ancestor spirit. Connect to your lineage. A family wound or pattern can be healed. Some more of us may be directed to find our family members. I was also reminded as I was reading that father energy is available this week. As I was reading that card of another client of mine / friend on this journey that I met on this journey, she found her father and was able to get a picture of him and everything. She's 40 plus years old. This is all this time that was a hole there that she hadn't fully connected to her lineage, and now she has. But I have other clients also that are like meeting siblings, and they're filling in the gaps where there's been gaps. And I think that more of us are being guided to do that this week. So at least this spread, not so much about love, and the masculine giving us some insight into what he's going through. But I think, some of us feminine will experience very similar things here. Your masculine may be meeting his father or coming to some sort of realization, understanding, closure about an experience with his family, lineage, and again, maybe most specifically his father, because I've just been picking up so much father energy over the past week or two. And the outcome. Cernunos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. And if this isn't Capricorn energy, I don't know what is. I'm definitely getting it from here. So there's a lot of earth energy. There's a lot of air. It's probably Mercury, ruler of Gemini and Virgo, which is retrograde in Scorpio, speaking of sex. And I think that this week, again, from this spread at least, the message is that there is definitely going to be a shift that we experience, which again, I think I was expecting at least. I think we were expecting. And a lot of personal expansion and growth, and that's going to allow us to have better relationships later, especially in those areas where we heal a wound, or close a gap, or answer a question for ourselves, find some closure in a family situation. That's going to really help us to move forward, like in areas where we've been stuck. But also there's a lot of sexual energy this week too. So we'll find some time for that. squeeze it in between, shifts of ascension. Let's do a universal perspective. Again, begin with an overall energy of new love. Divine being or couple. Recent past. Near future. Masculine's higher self. Blocks to individual or shared progress. What the feminine can do to help herself. What the masculine can. What the universe would have each or both do to help themselves. But they have to first affirm, because we all have free will. And the outcome. Again, the overall energy is new love. Divine being or couple, past life. That can be from where the new love comes or some issues that we're having to deal with, either from an actual past life and or from our past in this lifetime. Again, things like family wounds that have to be healed and spiritual growth, maybe through karmic completion. Recent past. Short-term heartache or heartbreak or delay, separation. This can represent so many things for me. Whatever it is, it may have happened for you already, or it may happen this week, at the beginning of this week, but it is temporary. So if you go through some sort of conflict or something, or maybe argument with somebody, this is temporary, short term. Near future. Travel. Maybe actual movement. Moving. Actual travel, I mean, rather. Or it could be metaphoric. There's maybe from a stuck energy or from a toxic or negative energy moving forward to a positive one. This is very chariot-like, this card. Major Arcana card Chariot from the Tarot does represent the sign of Cancer. So there could be something involving a Cancer specifically, or the water sign maybe that's happening here. In the near future. Masculine's higher self. Triangle. Maybe that's why he needs to grow and expand and shift and work things out so he can get some clarity. There was also truth and honesty and faith. And there was a need to... I picked up a need like for patience, like included in that faith and trust. Maybe while a decision is made, this could be a continuation from last week. I entitled last week's love reading something like masculine. You can't have both. Which one is it going to be? And it looks like he may still be choosing, and then maybe that's caused the separation. But just because there's a separation, or you're not speaking, or there was an argument or something, don't take that to necessarily mean he's choosing the other person, for those to whom that applies. I think, again, have some faith and patience and see how it plays out. Blocks the individual or shared progress. Beauty Queen, some energy involving Venus. I'm going to say it's lack of confidence that this is representing. They're also getting me to mention with all this red and combined with the Venus energy, that Venus leaves Scorpio this week and enters Sagittarius. And I talk in the general reading about what that means too. What the feminine can do to help herself. Dating. Two of Cups, lack of confidence, maybe getting dressed up, getting all gussied up and pretty, spending some time out, being a grown-up, social, mixing, mingling, if you're single especially, trying, some dating out, or adult events, maybe even meeting people online. And it's going to be a confidence builder for you, whereas it might sound scary, it's going to be a builder. Maybe you're not realizing how attractive you are to others, but they're going to let you know. And that I'm getting that from Beauty Queen too. Masculine, what you can do to help yourself, make a free will choice. I'm sorry, masculine. Yeah, it looks like some of you are still stuck from last week, or we're continuing from last week. Maybe if you're not stuck, your life has just been continuing to go on. You've got these two situations, and you just haven't decided yet. It's coming. You're gonna make a free will choice will help you with this situation. But because it's a free will choice, the universe is not making you make the choice this week. It's a gentle suggestion, as they say. Further to that, what the universe would suggest for us to do, have us do, even wants to help us with, but we have to first affirm because we do have that free will, is the spiritual growth. So we saw this from the first spread, that the masculine was feeling it, his higher self was feeling this is what we're in for. The universe comes through to confirm. It's a validation of, yep, a lot of spiritual growth, ascension, expansion this week, soul expansion, and the outcome. Ice Queen. The outcome is like Venus. Her back is turned. Her back is turned. What are you saying, Venus? She's saying she's not going to push you, force you, masculine. Sometimes the Queen of Swords, which is how I'm receiving this right now, in love can be like, she has to be careful to not be overbearing, to not be too much, to not force a situation, and to allow it to like find her the way she's trying to find it. But the Ice Queen here is sort of putting a spin on it, here, like, listen, I'm not pressed. Is kind of what I'm getting. Like, I'm not going to force you to pick. If it's taking you that long, you're having that much trouble picking, then, it's all right. I'll go. I'll help you. I'll make the choice for you. I'll go. Which is not what he wants her to do this week, based on the last spread. He wants her to be patient and to wait and give him some time. That may not be what happens, masculine, because just how you have free will, we do too. Feminine does too. And so some of them may become fed up with the patience that they've been giving to you and feel some type of way, like, what's taking him so long to pick. Obviously, if you're having that much trouble, then you must, you'll be fine with the other one. And then this is her walking away with her back turned. Even that can be what's represented by this short term, though. You know how we storm off mad and then it's fine later. Especially Ice Queens, and even more specifically Gemini, which is ruled in part by Venus. Gemini doesn't stay in any one energy but for so long. Everything we do is short term. It's like, if we're mad, we just can't stand around mad. We're going to move on. And that doesn't mean we'll ever speak to you again. Like, if we're done with somebody, our cutoff game is strong. But as far as remaining pissed off, some people may end up making themselves sick. You drive your own pressure up, your hands folded, and you holding grudges and stuff. Geminis are not like that. Like, again, we might not ever speak to you again, but we're on to the next thing. We're on to the next energy. We're trying to feel good. And so that's what I'm getting here from this. Again, Venus, ruler of two air signs, rather, both Libra and Gemini. Last one, I think. And this is more a straightforward look at the energy of the week. Masculine versus feminine. Of course, either side or both can resonate with any one. These are archetypes, masculine and feminine. They're not genders, and they're not gender specific. They're not sexuality specific. Does not matter. Anybody can resonate with either side or both. Sometimes when I read for myself, I take the whole spread into consideration. Every single card is for me. Crowning the masculine this week. The Ace of Summer. Very nice. This is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. Well, I say it's definitely the awakening of spiritual gifts and insights. I think we've seen enough evidence of that. But also, for those that make a choice, there is something new. So there's either a new relationship, let's say for singles, or he is newly getting himself out there to try to meet somebody. So that's a change that's new and emotionally fulfilling. Or there could be reconciliation with an old relationship, or a second time around, a second chance. That came up a whole lot in the general reading. Or, again, having made the choice, starting a new relationship, period. Masculine surrounded by, whoa! The Two of Cups also. Look at that progression. You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in a current relationship. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. So even with a Venus that's storming off pissed, that can still be saved, with her arms folded. Even with short-term, heartbreak or whatever that was representing for you or, for any one person, that can still be saved. If we, consider maybe what Master Jesus said about the forgiveness, for example. Masculine subconscious. Well, you got to be kidding me. The Prince of Summer. This is so Scorpio. This is so Scorpio. Prince of Summer, Knight of Cups. Romantic, flirtatious, introspective, and enchanting. A deeply emotional and probably romantic experience will sweep you off your feet. Things can move very quickly during such whirlwind encounters, so stay balanced and make decisions with both your heart and your intellect. The Prince of Summer is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. But for me, the Knight of Cups or Prince of Summer is not just, this romantic knight. He's often somebody who is coming back into your life. Doesn't mean you necessarily dated him before. He could be a friend, somebody is returning. And with the Ace of Summer crowning him, crowning the masculine, and also being about reconciliation and second time around, and this card being like a comeback kid kind of card for me, I think definitely where we saw that past life, it's about a past situation being revisited, coming back up. And I wouldn't be surprised if we also saw the Six of Cups in this spread, but I don't know that we will. Let's see. Crowning the feminine. Major Arcana card 14, Balance or Temperance, which represents the sign of Sagittarius. It's all about restoration, recovery, being made whole. So where there was a hole, we were lacking something, missing something, whether it's in representative of the family situations that we spoke of in the first spread, or something else that just didn't seem to be balanced in your life, right? Temperance comes in to heal those wounds and fill those spaces for us. It's also about negotiations and compromise and working something out, even if we had completely, contrary views, like it's black, no, it's white. We can come together and say, oh, it's both. We can realize with the energy of temperance. By merging varying points of view, you can now generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. That's what temperance is all about. Surrounding the feminine. Whoa. Talk about second time around. Major Arcana card Judgment can definitely be about that, and that's what renewal is. Card number 20 is absolutely Judgment. Represents the planet Pluto and the sign of Scorpio, which it rules. It's time to get clarity about your life purpose and to make changes so that you're on the path most divinely suited to you. Forgive what has been without judgment and fearlessly embrace what's to come. Again, Judgment can be about second time around. So in any area of your life, but certainly love, like maybe you tried it before, it didn't work out, or you had an opportunity to try it before, maybe a close friend or something, and you decided not to date that time, but now you're going to try it, a coworker or something like that. All those ways it can apply. In terms of relationships, Judgment is also about coming to a crossroad and needing to decide where do we go from here, if anywhere. And some of us are not going any further, and that's okay. At least we can end things, in an amicable and mature way, or close a chapter, or acknowledge for ourselves, I'm never going to see this person again, obviously. I'm never going to hear from them, and I'm okay with that now. I'm resolving that. I'm releasing anything that I was holding on to, any, negative emotions or cords of attachment. I'm cutting them. So all those things happen. Judgment is also about abundance that is earned, from my perspective. So it can be that, abundance includes love, happiness, emotional fulfillment coming your way because you earned it, either through your karma, your good works, your positive energy, you earned it. Feminine subconscious. Wow. Major Arcana card 13, Release or Death, which also represents the sign of Scorpio. It's time to release the past and to move on to something new. And see it mirroring the Ace of Cups too. That's the something new. This ending is the first step on the way to a happier future. Crowning. The 10 of Autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The 10 of Autumn can be about feeling content, emotionally fulfilled. Also, just like not wanting for anything in a moment when you feel surrounded by love and or family and friends. You just feel good and you're not missing anything when the 10 of Autumn is there. It's abundance, you know. I will also put out the warning, though, that the 10 of Pentacles, as it relates to a long-time committed relationship, can sometimes be representative of us beginning to feel bored. And we want to be careful that if we're feeling not only bored, but like done with the relationship, that we go ahead and end it. And you see how it's crossing judgment? It's like coming to that crossroad and deciding, what are we going to do from here? It's because, and 10s can mark, an ending, like the end of the road or whatever. It's because we've been together so long, probably, that we're still together and not for any other reason. Like the relationship has lost its luster, as they say. And maybe that's why the masculine, in some cases, is stuck and trying to decide between two people. Because it's like, well, this is, the person I've been with. And they were down for me and they had my back and whatever. We've been together 10 years, 10 months, 10 weeks. I don't know. A long time. And I don't want to just dump him or her. So what do I do? But my feelings are, maybe somewhere else. And so there's a need to figure that out. But definitely be careful. And at the same time, don't just leave it quickly either. So I think he's doing right to try to figure it out. And the feminine shouldn't rush him and shouldn't beat him up. About it, but at the same time, she has her own free will choice to make, and if she decides she wants to walk off in between because she's not in the mood to wait, I can't say I blame her either, because the feminine has done a lot of waiting in most cases. If you're single, again, and looking for love in relation to that card, it is, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, this is another confirmation that it's time for you to, get out and mingle. And because your energy is so like upbeat right now, that beauty queen, you're going to be realizing, like I said, that you're more attractive to others than you think and then and you're going to be pretty popular. And I think you're going to find what you're looking for, but from people who are very genuinely and naturally attracted to you, as opposed to, again, anything that feels forced or fake or, whatever, bogus. At the root, that's interesting. Major Arcana card, Tower. 16, the Tower. Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. Well, this card is kind of like in the position where the travel card would be. Don't hesitate to move. Some of us maybe actually, again, moving, maybe even to cohabitate. The tower can represent, for me, sometimes an actual structure like a home, a tower. For others, with all of these positive cards, I know there are some people, actually most people, most tarot readers who would see the tower and go, oh, it's terrible, it's horrible. I'm not like that. For me, the tower can be good. It's just about being overwhelmed. But we can be overwhelmed with happiness, especially when somebody comes back into our life that we're not expecting. It's like, oh shit, like you never thought I'd see you again. And then when you're able to work something out, whether it's, working it out to decide to go off into the sunset together, or working it out, finally coming to a compromise where at least you can part on good terms, that can sort of bowl you over. That's what the tower is about. Can it be, super negative sometimes? On the onset, yes. But for me, ultimately, the tower is always good because in the end, what gets built anew to replace whatever was there is always better. Like the universe always makes sure to improve upon what it was that we feel we lack once the tower comes through. So again, it's even better. But I just think that this one from the onset is a positive tower. And at the heart of the matter, here's that Virgo. Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment as well. And again, I think that that's coming in with closure for some situations and relationships. That's how you're going to help somebody else to come to enlightenment. And maybe that will bowl them over. Maybe that will even hurt and cause heartbreak like we saw in the last spread. But ultimately, it's freeing, right? To know how somebody really feels for you, to know we're not going to get back together. This is really the end. Don't stop holding out this hope and stuff like that. That can hurt in the moment, but later on, it is better. And then again, conversely, these other cards are just super positive from jump. And so I see a lot of really good things happening in the immediate for some people too. I'm going to put one layer on top of this with the Universal Love Oracle. And again, the overall energy with these is love. So atop the Ace of Summer here, Guardian. So I think for a lot of them, again, this has to do with the spiritual growth and expansion and just not being alone and going through that. And also in coming to these decisions and trying to decide what they're going to do, they can look to spirit and they should pay attention to their divine guidance and, the path that they're being guided toward. Atop the Two of Cups is sorrow. It is Mary. But the Two of Cups, again, is about there being room for forgiveness, right? You're falling in love or experiencing a deepening of emotion in your current relationships. Marriages or romantic partnerships in distress can still be saved. Don't give up. It is about forgiveness. It is about compassion in all kinds of partnerships. So for most people, it will be connected to their love lives. But again, for others, there's some relationships with other people, like our parents, our children, that we may need to heal in our lives in order for us to be able to move forward. And that can be representative of this too. This doesn't have to be the romantic relationship. In either case, it's going to be about forgiveness and healing, some pain from the past. Atop the Knight of Cups, miracles. So I said you could be bowled over with, oh shit, I didn't expect to ever see you again. Yeah, somebody like coming back, almost as if like coming back for a blast from the past. Yeah, that's how it's coming through. Miracles that we can find, a Prince Charming, this romantic person to sweep us off our feet. But it is coming for some of us. Atop Temperance, for the feminine, it is retreat. So it's going to be crossing this Hermit. The Hermit is right here at the heart of the matter. And it's another Hermit kind of card. This one brings in energy of both earth and air for me. And of the air, it's most specifically Aquarius, which is funny for me because, yes, I said that Temperance represents the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot, which it does. But for me, and those of you who watch me with like regularity, for me, Temperance also is the water bearer. There's always water involved in a Temperance card, and often it's like an angel standing in a pool of water with two cups pouring water back and forth. And that to me says water bearer, which is Aquarius. So we have this Aquarius energy coming in. Aquarius also represented by the star in the tarot. And we just see all these little wisps of air surrounding this angel. So I definitely see Uranus and Taurus here. And this is guiding somebody to make some sort of changes in their lives. Uranus, which is currently located in Taurus and will be for 7 years, helping us to heal, recover, be restored. Maybe through meditation for somebody this week. Feminine. Atop Judgment. It's more Aquarian energy. It could be an Aquarian with whom you're having the situation on also. But this one is Aquarius or air. It's most specifically of the air signs Aquarius, with these stars strategically placed like over the communication centers, crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra. But it can be any air sign. I'm also seeing a lot of earth here, and also water, most specific. I mean, of course, it can be anybody, but it may be those elements that are dealing with these issues most of all. And with this being inner child, I'm going to say again, some sort of blast from the past, something from your past that needs to be healed, something that you've been biting your tongue, holding your tongue for a long time that needs to be said, and or a situation with parents and or children or even siblings that needs to be resolved in order for us to be able to move forward elsewhere. A top major arcana card, death. Maybe that's what we have to let go, like of some sort of issue, a family issue there, old family issue there, so that we can, have new energy and spiritual growth here, right? Because death is all about letting the past go so that you can ascend. There you have that. Crowning, atop the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Earth, is Earth connection, which is also, for me, about spending some time in Mother Nature, breaking away from the world, figuring some things out. It is very hermit / hierophant, because you may need to be deciding the new people, places, and things with which to surround yourself that better align with your current vibration, so as not to lower your vibration by, being in an environment of a lower vibe to yourself. You need to be around or higher than yours, from which you can learn something. So again, the 10 of Pentacles can be about wanting to leave a long-time relationship. And maybe it's not wanting to leave your long-time romantic relationship. Maybe it's wanting to, cease to, again, be surrounded by other people that with whom you no longer vibe, even if they're family members and stuff. And it's affecting your overall life and therefore your love life, your romantic life. At the root, foundation, atop the tower, is embrace. So this card, embrace, it looks like another 2 of Cups, right? And, it could have that meaning here. A lot of the times the cards will show up with, multiple or at least dual meanings. But the way the artist intended this one, it's one person's inner masculine and feminine coming together in a, very healthy and harmonious way. And that can be what towers you. When you experience the spiritual growth, because you've let go of all these negative emotions, and you're going to go through like an inner change, a metamorphosis in that moment, and that can be towering for you. That finally, like in releasing that, I just feel so good all of a sudden. It's like I just took a shower or something, and I got rid of all the gunk, and I just feel like a new person. So that can tower you. That when you come into balance, and at the heart of the matter, atop the Hermit, where you go to do this introspection, is creativity. Creativity. This is very, again, Venus and Sagittarius for me with this red angel. But this one comes through representative of fire signs, air signs, water signs, most specifically Pisces and Aquarius. Again, there's more star here. Also, there's moon. The moon is Pisces. The fish jumping out are Pisces. But creativity is a card of growth and expansion too. And coming up with creative ways to help yourself to do that. So not just relying on the universe to help you to grow and expand, but you putting in, the effort and having some like ingenuity in how to do it as well. Further to that, let's just lay all the advice cards actually. From the fortune reading card to the masculine, flowers, be generous, Success and emotional fulfillment are yours. Well, the Ace of Cups, as well as the Two of Cups. These cards are about emotional fulfillment. You may need to give some flowers. This card can be kind of literal for you, masculine. When people are trying to like make up, forgive, forget, they extend flowers to people. There's that saying like, "Give me my flowers now while I'm alive." I've also been in my daily readings for my Patreons feeling a lot of this, like life is short, like not taking it for granted and going ahead and settling some of these old vendettas and things. So I think that's what flowers represents for you guys. For the feminine, owl, there are spiritual messages and great wisdom to be found during this period of transition. We see that with all the air energy. Air is about communication, clarity, right? Intelligence, wisdom. And so I definitely think that Venus and Mercury bring that to you this week, maybe most specifically the feminine. From the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine, brunette female. So here's the karmic feminine energy, or the card that represents a karmic feminine energy for me. Again, you may have a choice to make masculine. Which one is it going to be? To the feminine, past love. That can have more than one meaning, but at least one can be, again, a return of somebody from your past. You guys know Mercury retrograde has a way of bringing people back to like blast from the past. And Mercury retrograde just began yesterday, March 31st, October 31st, Halloween. Today is All Saints Day, by the way. Hope everybody had a good one. Tomorrow's All Souls Day. And maybe that's why what's igniting all this soul expansion. But I think you're going to have past love, if not past life issues that come up feminine to deal with. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because some of it is going to be people returning to your life, people that you want to see. From the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the masculine, Isis, magic manifesting. You can draw, what you're seeking is seeking you. You can draw anything into your life that you want with positive thought. You can just as easily draw things you don't want and with negative thought. So you got to choose there too. What are you going to focus on? Your dreams, visions, and goals are becoming reality. Stay focused. From the Keepers of the Light Oracle to the feminine, Lord Ganesh, infinite abundance. Obstacles are being removed. Spiritual support and connections are increasing. So I think that's a validation of what we've seen. From the Universal Love Oracle, masculine, you've got such beautiful cards. Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, Soulmate, this Embrace card sitting here for you. Very, very nice. And you have, for some, this is representative of a new relationship. And it's flowers, right? We have this nude female emerging from a lotus flower. Nude female is always about surrender for me. So it's guiding you, masculine, to let go. Trust this guardian, right? Trust this guardian and the guidance that you're receiving, and just go for it. For the feminine, from that same oracle, is fear. So we're going to have to face some. I think some of us are holding on to some for a long time now. Childhood, perhaps even. But it's going to be time to face some stuff and deal with it this week. For the masculine, some of the stuff you're going to be facing and dealing with this week for the last time. It's the 10 of spring. You're going to lay this burden down afterwards. You're working far too hard, and the stress will soon become too much. Reach out for help from others and take some time to play and to enjoy life. This too is about balance, and maybe connected to that dice, that die from the beginning. It's 50-50. Like, one person shouldn't be carrying the full load, and you definitely don't want to be carrying guilt, blame, other negative emotions. You're definitely going to want to lay those down, because those will kill you. For the feminine, we've got a little funky negative energy of our own. It is the Seven of Winter. And this is a reminder of what I was just saying a minute ago. I've been having a lot of these feelings about taking life for granted. Well, this card is about that. Caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as your time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions, as well as what others might be doing behind your back. Seven of Winter or Seven of Swords for me is all about joy stealing. Something or someone trying to steal your joy, and that something or someone may be you with a lack of confidence. So you want to work on that. Definitely feminine. If you're considering that you're one of the people that has the fear, you're in danger of stealing your own joy, robbing yourself of joy and opportunities that are positive that you don't want to do. So work on this fear, work on this inner child, face what your demons. Take some time alone if you need to do that. Meditation, peace, or talk to somebody else who can help you through it. A lot of people don't know, because I don't talk about myself, and I do like to tell you guys stories, but not about myself. Like a lot of people don't even know that I do counseling, that I'm actually a licensed pastor, licensed and ordained. So I can definitely help people through those things, and I do offer stuff like that. But again, I don't say, I'm not even sure it's written on my website. I think some people just know, and so they come to me for that, but others don't know. All right, so it's out there now. Anybody looking for that service or any of the services that I offer, I'll have that information for you in the description box. Also merchandise from Society 6 and from Teespring, and links to other videos that are relative to this one, I guess. Astrological videos will be coming out soon. Those are doing really, really well. Again, I may have to start a process where I only keep up the videos that are doing well and get rid of the ones that aren't. So I hope that you won't let the ones that aren't even exist, that you'll watch the videos, share the videos, like the videos, continue. For those of you who've already been doing it, thanks again. And we'll get those numbers up too so that we won't have to delete anything. I'll be back real soon, guys. Namaste.